You've been here before. You've actually had this dream before, but it's not the fun kind. It's not the one where you get to fly or kiss your high school crush. The air feels oddly thick, and the lights hum a tone that you have never heard, but your bones somehow recognize. This is a dream that remembers you. But the worst part is, you're not alone here. The most common dreamscapes are prisons, schools, airports, hospitals, the places that should be familiar, but aren't. The nurse with no face blowing an empty Gaudy toward you, or departure board flashing delayed in every language, even ones you don't recognize. Freud called dreams the royal road to the unconscious, but Jung's approach warned about the shadow self, the part of you that knows you're trapped. For most, these are simply just bad dreams. But for a select few, there's something far, far worse. A place where time doesn't work, where the walls watch, and where something seems to always walk behind you. Researchers of the paranormal claim when a person is trapped in a dream loop, they're not simply reliving a memory or processing unresolved emotions. They're crossing into one of these mirror worlds, held there by an energy that bends reality to keep them confused and therefore lost. Could this explain why some people wake up in altered versions of their lives with memories that don't quite match their current reality? Or could it even be an eerie explanation for the Mandela effect? Why these large groups of people remember events so much differently than recorded history? Another haunting question. If these loops are triggered by anxiety or emotional turmoil, wouldn't that mean that any of us could be apt to accidentally slipping into one of these mirror worlds? How do you know if you're not trapped right now? Alright, let's take a step back and slightly to the left. Dr. Samparnia, a British professor of medicine who has done key studies into near-death experiences, theorizes consciousness might outlast the brain. What if these dreams aren't dreams, but echoes of other versions of you? Across the world, people report very similar impossible places in their dream. But why? Psychologists call them liminal spaces, referring to zones of transition in our waking world. The ancient cultures knew them, and they knew them as something else. The bardo, the dream time, the hollow earth. Places where the dead, among other things, wander. If these places do exist beyond our sleep, then what would live there? Shadow people? The Hat Man? The most terrifying accounts describe something else. Things that pretend, like the hag syndrome. Thousands of people report waking up paralyzed and unable to scream as a shadowy figure presses down on them. Science calls it sleep paralysis, a thing for which they still have no quote-unquote cure. However, folklore has recognized these things as stealing your breath and possibly your time. The Inuit spoke of the Kelu Peleg, a creature that steals children who wander too far. And in Wales, the Tylwyth lures humans into fairy rings. Are you starting to see where these two worlds start to collide? In 2017, a nurse in Oslo reported treating a patient who'd been stuck in a dream for 72 hours. When he woke up, he whispered, "They said I can't leave. The other me is still there." 3 days later, he simply vanished without a trace. Some say you can control these dreams, become lucid, if you will, just by looking for what should not be there. A TV playing static in the woods, a book titled with your name in a language that you've never seen. And if you find the door, absolutely do not open it unless you are ready to see what is on the other side. So tonight, when you close your eyes, listen. Do the walls creak louder? Does your reflection blink too slowly? And if you do hear knocking and a doorknob rattling, you did not lock the door before bed. So who did? And if you see yourself, run.